What's up, Fins Nation? Today we're going to go ahead and cover first 5 burning questions for Dolphins rookies as they report to training camp. And then we're going to go ahead and cover or give you a preview of the tight end group as it stands right now. Anything can change during training camp or before the first week of the season. The Miami Dolphins made 2 picks in the top 2 rounds of this year's drafts, but they'll need several rookies to step into the big roles this season. In April, General Manager Chris Greer made his intentions clear. The Miami Dolphins needed to draft players ready to contribute immediately. That plan took center stage this week as team rookies report to training camp Tuesday, 1 week before the veterans at Baptist Health Training Facility on July 22nd. First-year players typically get extra time to adjust, but in a pivotal season for the front office and coaching staff, Miami is counting on its rookies to hit the ground running. Entering the draft with 10 picks and clear roster holes on both sides of the ball, the Dolphins selected 8 players, including 2 early picks that add much-needed size in the trenches. However, Miami did not make any picks between rounds 2 and 5. In need of a boost from a new wave of players, here are 5 questions with the Dolphins rookie class reporting to training camp. What's Kenneth Grant's ceiling? Miami struck gold with the addition of Calais Campbell late last offseason, but now enters a new era after selecting Grant with the number 13th pick overall. At 6'4", 330 pounds, the Dolphins hope Grant can be a consistent force at defensive tackle, next to Zach Zeeler. Following back-to-back seasons as a second-team Big Ten All-American with the Michigan Wolverines, he finished his junior season with 32 tackles and 7 tackles for loss. How quickly can his power and physicality translate to the NFL level? Miami's first-round pick was the team's most impactful route to improving the roster this offseason, and the investment in Grant filled a clear need up front. On top of that, he enters a favorable situation next to Zeeler, while the trio of Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, and Chop Robinson swarm off the edge. Grant's 3 years at Michigan suggests that he entered the NFL draft with a steady floor as a defensive tackle, but training camp will be the first real opportunity to set the bar for his ceiling as a rookie. Is Jonas Savaiinaea an undisputed day 1 starter? The Dolphins traded 2nd and 3rd and 4th round picks to the Las Vegas Raiders to select Savaiinaea at number 37, but he can step in and start week 1 right. After struggling to get much of a push up front last season, Miami made a focused decision to reinforce the offensive line by adding James Daniels and Savaiinaea to take over as starting guards, while Mike McDaniel's quick strike scheme helps reduce sacks. Short yardage situations have been an issue in recent years. Savaiinaea, who hasn't signed with the Dolphins yet, his rookie contract, was a team captain in his final season at Arizona, while starting 11 games, 5 at left tackle and 6 at right. The move up to acquire Savaiinaea is the first time the Dolphins traded up for a lineman since trading with the New York Giants to select Leland Eichenberg out of Notre Dame in 2021. Considering the investment, Miami is confident he can seamlessly transition to guard, where he started 15 games during his time at Arizona. After drafting Grant and 2 other defensive tackles, showing out as one of the team's top linemen early in camp would be a promising first step in Savaiinaea's professional career, more than a late rounder flyer. Quinn Ewers was the 2nd, 7th round quarterback selected by the Dolphins since McDaniel became head coach, while Skylar Thompson started a playoff game in his rookie season. He was unable to develop into a reliable backup option. Ewers falls fall wasn't the most surprising for a quarterback in the draft, but few expected him to last that long. Late round picks are rarely second team all SEC quarterbacks, coming off 3,472 passing yards, 31 touchdowns in 14 games. I didn't expect to fall that low, as I did, but circumstances being, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I have the same opportunity as everybody else does, and I'm beyond thankful for that, you were said in May. And I just want to go in there and play the game at the end of the day and learn and develop as a quarterback. With two injuries history, Miami is wise to add another player to the quarterback room. Zach Wilson was signed in an early free agency, but hasn't started a game since 2023. He spent last year with the Denver Broncos, but was the team's third quarterback behind rookie Bo Nix and number 2 Jarrett Stidham. With more than 9,000 yards and 68 touchdowns in 3 seasons at Texas, where coach Steve Sarkisian ran an offense that followed similar concepts to McDaniel's schemes, yours is a legitimate wild card despite being a 7th round pick. With McDaniel will McDaniel unlock another running back? Ollie Gordon II finished 7th in the Heisman voting in 2023. He was a 6th round pick in 2024. Gordon was a Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year in 2023, rushing for 1,732 yards and 21 touchdowns in 14 games at Oklahoma State. Fell back to earth his junior season and was drafted in the 6th round after averaging 4.6 yards on 190 rushes. 90 rushes last season. Just 1 year removed from ranking among the nation's top running backs, Gordon's potential meshes well with Miami's offense. Devon Achane averaged nearly 8 yards per carry as a rookie, and Raheem Mostert led the league with 18 rushing touchdowns, while the rushing attack as a whole averaged 5 yards per carry in 2023. Beyond Achane, Miami invested in future third-round draft pick to draft Jalen Wright last year. He's projected to be the team's number 2 running back, with Gordon and Alexander also being in the mix. The Dolphins had a pair of day 2 picks at running back, so Gordon faces an uphill climb as a late round selection. He could be buried on the depth chart early, but it'll be hard to think of a breakout 2023 campaign if he steals the spotlight in training camp. Can at least one 5th round pick break through? The Dolphins entered the offseason with those at defensive tackle, cornerback, and safety. They drafted a defensive tackle, a cornerback, and safety. Grant is the heavy favorite to start, as we've discussed, and the team recently filled another spot by acquiring safety Minkah Fitzpatrick in the Jalen Ramsey trade. However, Miami needs to fill holes out of the 53-man roster starting lineup. After trading picks for established talent the past years, Miami spent this offseason getting younger and developing depth on the defense that might have been considered top-heavy in recent years. It's unlikely the 3 5th-rounders carve out holes in year 1, but the Dolphins made a clear effort to target spots where depth was a problem. Jordan Phillips started 12 games at Maryland last season and could develop into a steady rotational piece behind Sealer and Grant as a defensive tackle. Speaking of Maryland, safety DeAndre Trader Jr. was named All Big Ten Conference honorable mention after 59 tackles and 1 interception in 10 starts for the Terps. Miami invested less in a cornerback, making Jason Marshall Jr. a promising candidate for a roster spot. Despite a shoulder injury last season, he started 7 games at Florida, recording 20 tackles, 4 pass breakups, and a forced fumble. Contributing as a role player isn't the same as earning a starting job, but both are vital for the team's For a team that struggled to maintain late season energy, even if one fifth-round rookie can carve out a role, it would strengthen the roster that's often been stretched too thin at critical moments. Guys, Jason Marshall, the only reason he got drafted in round 5 was because he got hurt last year. He could have been a round 2 or round 3 pick, maybe even round 4, but I would say 2 pick if he would have stayed healthy. He came from the University of Florida, so Jason Marshall is a good cover corner. Okay, guys, now let's quickly cover the tight end group. Dolphins 2025 training camp preview, tight ends. The Miami Dolphins were a major disappointment in 2024. The team missed the playoffs for the first time under head coach Mike McDaniel and took a step back in almost every way. However, new season brings new hope. Okay, here are the tight ends. This is one tight end that I wish Mike McDaniel and company would get rid of. Julian Hill. In 2024, had 19 targets, 12 catches for 100 yards. I don't know what they see in this kid. They say that he has good hands and that he's big enough, but I disagree with that. He should be gone a long time ago. Darren Waller, as you guys know, with the Giants last year, 52 catches, 552 yards, 1 touchdown. Trevor Brown, 2024 stats with the Seattle Seahawks. 12 targets, 8 catches, 65 yards. And the fourth tight end, 30-year player, Tanner Conner, 4 targets, 3 catches, 16 yards. I think Tanner Conner would be a good thing. And the fifth tight end in the room, Aiden Rucci. We haven't really seen much of Rucci, only a little bit in the preseason. Then he got, so hopefully he can show more and make the roster. I really like Rucci and Tanner Conner, but I think Tanner Conner needs to play better and not get hurt in the preseason, and Rucci needs to be given a better shot. In my opinion, Julian Hill should have been gone from this team last year. That's my opinion. All right, guys, leave me your thoughts down below of what you've heard. And what do you think about the tight end room? Should the Dolphins get another tight end? Which I believe they should get another tight end. And if Darren Waller doesn't perform in training camp, who would you want? Chris Greer or Mike McDaniel to go after as another quality good tight end? Let me know your thoughts down below, what you think. And we'll talk to you soon. And like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Dolphins.